Welcome to the show. I hope you enjoy yourselves and have a ball. So, Miss Jenny, would you please tell us who our first guest is?
Mr. Gary Flinn.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Gary Flinn.
Yay, Gary!
Thank you, Mark. Now, first a disclaimer. The presentation I'm doing repeats a presentation I did here last November, but because of video problems, part of the presentation, the conclusion part, which you can see on the Flint Underground Facebook page or YouTube channel. This you can look it up at the Collab night for November of 2018. So it has most of my presentation, but the last part was cut off. And that was the same thing when it aired recently on Comcast Channel 17. And you will hear every Monday night at 6 p.m. The Creative Lions Show, which includes these Collab nights on Comcast Channel 17. Now, most of my presentation is from my first book, Remembering Flint, Michigan, Stories from the Vehicle City, which was published in 2010 and is still selling, by the way. And this was inspired by WGRT Channel 12's 60th anniversary. It went on the air for the first time in October of 1958. And this chapter is called Early TV in Flint, or the Lack of It. Television was slow to arrive in Flint. Detroit had 3 TV stations in the late 1940s, but none had strong signals at that time. The first good TV signal Flint received was from Lansing when WJIM-TV, now WLNS, Channel 6, first signed on in 1950 with programming from all the major TV networks, but primarily affiliated with CBS. In 1952, the Federal Communications Commission created a TV allocation table that assigned 3 TV channels to Flint: VHF Channel 12 and 2 UHF channels, Channel 16 and non-commercial Channel 28. There were 3 competing applicants for Channel 12: WFDF radio owner Trevitt Corporation, W.S. Butterfield Theaters, and WJR radio owner Goodwill Stations Incorporated. Channel 28 was awarded to Trans-American Television Corp. Of Philadelphia with a call address WCTV, but it never got the station on the air. Channel 28 would not get on the air until the University of Michigan Flint's WFUM first signed on in 1980. As for Channel 16, the Trindle Campbell Broadcasting Corporation, owner of WTAC Radio, now WSNL, was the only applicant, so it built WTAC-TV, an ABC affiliate. The owners were George W. Trindle, creator of The Lone Ranger, and H. Allen Campbell. The station signed on for the first time on Thanksgiving Day, November 26, 1953, from studios and offices at 2302 Lapeer Road, with a 467-foot broadcast tower behind the studios. There's an ad, which you may have seen passing around, announcing WTAC's debut. And at this point in the video, you can see this old ad. Flint's television retailers were stocked heavily with TVs equipped with then optional UHF tuners, as well as UHF converters, as most TVs at that time could only receive VHS channels 2 to 13. And I have set up on the left-hand table that large brown, what looks like a small radio, and that is a UHF converter from that time. And there was also an ad in the Flint Journal for a similar-looking UHF converter box. And so at this point on the video, you can see that. Now, back to the text. But it wasn't enough to sustain Channel 16. Trindle Campbell Broadcasting announced in April 1954 that it would suspend operation at month's end. Campbell said the shutdown was forced upon us by a nationwide television condition and circumstances beyond our control. Indeed, Most UHF TV stations at that time eventually shut down because most TVs back then were not equipped to receive UHF channels. In August 1954, Trendle Campbell surrendered the Channel 16 operating license to the FCC, sold WTAC Radio, and transferred the lease of WTAC TV studios and offices to Goodwill Stations. Goodwill Stations was awarded the construction permit for the TV station on Channel 12, which was granted to call letters WJRT. Goodwill received the permit upon appeal after the permit was originally granted to Trevitt Corp. More than 4 years of additional litigation would make Flint the largest American city without its own TV station. But Flint residents had plenty of TV options in the 1950s. The choice stations WJBK TV Channel 2, WWJ TV, now WDIB Channel 4, and WXYC TV Channel 7 all boosted the signals in the 1950s so they could easily be received with outdoor antennas. WNEM TV Channel 5, an NBC primary affiliate and ABC secondary affiliate licensed to Bay City, signed on in February 1954 with the strongest signal in Flint at that time and maintained studios and offices at Bishop Airport. Trevitt Corp proposed transmitting facilities about 5 miles north of Flint. Both Butterfield Theaters and Goodwill Station proposed transmitting facilities in northern Oakland County. Butterfield Theaters near Holly and Goodwill Stations near Clarkston. Objections were raised by members of the Flint Citizens Committee for a VHF television station. They claimed that locating the transmitter in Oakland County would effectively make Channel 12 a Detroit station rather than a Flint station because the signal would be received by more people in the Detroit area than in the Flint area. Goodwill Stations decided in December 1954 to set up WGRT's transmitting facilities near Chesaning, a move that would give WGRT a strong signal not only in Flint, but also in Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, and Lansing. The Chesaning location led to objections raised by the owner of WKNX-TV Channel 57, the CBS affiliate in Saginaw, claiming that the strong signal would force WKNX-TV out of business. WGRT's affiliation with the ABC television network muted that claim, as ABC had no primary affiliate in the city served by the Chesaning transmitter. WGRT signed on for the first time. WGRT had unsuccessfully sought CBS affiliation before aligning with ABC. WGRT signed on for the first time after a period of testing on October 12, 1958, finally giving Flint its very own VHF TV signal. Now for the rest of the story. In 1961, Congress passed the All Channels Act, which authorized the FCC to require television sets sold in the United States to receive UHF channels effective for TVs manufactured after April 30th, 1964. WKNX-TV managed to survive and moved to Channel 25 in 1965. When WKNX-TV was sold in 1972, its call letters were changed to WEYI, and it moved the studios and offices from the Saginaw area to north of Clio on Willard Road. It had a 1,359-foot tower, the second tallest structure in Michigan. With the new strong signal, CBS treated WEYI as Flint's CBS station, replacing WJIM-TV. As for the vacant Channel 16, the FCC changed the TV allocation table by the 1960s, replacing Channel 16 with Channel 66. A station was proposed with the calls WHAX-TV at that time, but it was never built. Channel 66 finally made it on the air in 1985. WSMH was first an independent station and then a charter affiliate with the Fox network in 1987. In 1994, the National Football League made a deal with the Fox network to carry NFC conference games instead of CBS, sparking a series of events that affected TV viewing habits around the country, including in Flint. First, New World Communications, the owner of Detroit CBS station WJBK at that time, switched all of its stations, including WJBK, to Fox. This left CBS scrambling to find new affiliates in the affected TV markets. One of the markets was Phoenix, Arizona. CBS signed on with former independent WPHO, owned by Meredith Corporation. As part of the deal, CBS wanted and got co-owned and more desirable WNEM-TV in the Flint, Saginaw, Bay City TV market to switch from NBC to CBS. This forced NBC to find a new local affiliate. WSMH wanted to stay with Fox. ABC bought WGRT to keep that station as an ABC affiliate, leaving NBC with no choice but to affiliate with the old CBS station WEYI. The switch came at 3 a.m. on January 16, 1995. Only WEYI was on the air at that time, so at 2:59 a.m., then WEYI General Manager Eric Bland appeared live on camera to flip a symbolic knife switch with the CBS and NBC logos from CBS to NBC. He said, "The peacock has landed." With the changeover to digital TV, Flint got its own digital TV allocations. WGRT initially was on digital channel 36. WFUM was on digital channel 52, but moved to 28 after shutting off its analog transmitter early. WSMH is on digital channel 16, the old WTAC TV channel, but operates on virtual channel 66. The U.S. Congress mandated that the analog TV channels, including 12, 28, and 66 locally, be turned off permanently on February 17, 2009, but the date was moved to June 12, 2009. After the change, WGRT shifted its digital channel to channel 12. WGRT in the old WTC TV studios and offices is still there today, although in a much expanded facility that Trimble and Campbell would not recognize. Now, to digress a little bit, with the transfer to digital TV, what about those old analog TVs that were still working, but unable to receive the new channels, and you don't have satellite or cable? Well, on top of that 1950s UHF converter box, you can see a digital converter box designed to be attached to old analog TVs, and to make it work, you can see to the right of that old converter, a remote control designed to change the channel and allow you to watch those new digital channels, including the sub-channels that many of those TV stations offer. Now back to the text of the book. In 2009, the University of Michigan announced that it would discontinue operations of WFUM Channel 28, so it sold the PBS station to Central Michigan University, which took over in 2010. The call-letters were changed to WCMC TV, with the station broadcasting the signal of WCMU TV in Mount Pleasant. And by the way, this is a current printing of Remembering Flint, Michigan, Stories from New York City. And if you go to the bookstore nowadays, you'll find that there's an update to this chapter. Those who have the Hidden History of Flint book can see the updates at the beginning of that book. Here's the update, which I'll paraphrase. The Board of Trustees of Central Michigan University, which operates Flint's PBS station WCMZ TV Channel 28, which rebroadcasts WCMU TV in Mount Pleasant, voted to sell the station's broadcast spectrum for $14 million. CMU bought what was then WFUM TV from the University of Michigan for $1 million in 2009. The reason stated was that nearly all of Channel 28's viewers could pick up other PBS stations, such as Delta College's WDCQ TV Channel 19, licensed to Bad Axe, and Michigan State University's WKAR TV Channel 23 in East Lansing. CMU's other TV and radio stations remain on the air. It did ask cable and satellite providers to keep CMU Public TV on their channel lineup, and I understand that some of those satellite services have done that, as well as the charter cable TV service over in the Owl County areas, including Davidson, Benton, and Clayton Township. But Comcast, alas, took WCMU off the air. Channel 28 went off the air last April, allowing mobile and wireless devices to use the bandwidth. And another station I mentioned, now called WLNS Channel 6, they sold their bandwidth. But you can still see Channel 6, although you'll need a better TV antenna, an outdoor antenna is recommended, to continue to watch Channel 6. Where's Channel 6? Well, they're sharing the transmitter with co-operated ABC station in Lansing, which is WLAJ. In the process, 3 sub-channels were lost. Channel 6, they lost Get TV and Ion, and Justice Network was taken off the ABC station. So that's my piece for this month, and I thank you very much.